acting class. I have a friend. She lives in my neighborhood. Sometimes I tutor her in algebra. She told me she wanted to be an actress, so I suggested she go to acting class. She found one at a local community college, but she was too shy. I told her that beginning acting classes are more centered around breaking out of your comfort zone than anything else. That made her kind of afraid to go by herself, so she wanted me to go with her, at least for a couple of sessions so she could feel comfortable on her own. The teacher was an experienced actor. She'd done a lot of bit parts in movies and TV shows and soap operas. She taught acting part-time and still went on auditions. The first day of class, she gave everybody a kind of pep talk. She said, "The reason you are listening to me now is part of you knows there is something more. Perhaps you already went through school and were maybe told to study math, study science, or learn a kind of trade. But part of you knows there is something more to life than showing up, doing your job, going home, and repeating this process for your entire life. Part of you, perhaps a small, tiny, and nearly silent part, or maybe a part you've already grown familiar with, knows there is something more. When you lay awake at night and allow yourself to dream of your great purpose in life, to dream of why you are really here, what you are really meant to be. You may not know yet, listening to these words may be just a first step, but you know there is much more to who you are. Perhaps you fantasize about doing something great, something magnificent, something beyond the ordinary, that you were put here on this earth to reach beyond the common, to reach out beyond the comfortable, where few dare to even look. Because you know when you listen to the words and pay attention to the ideas in your mind that these words are creating now, that those ideas are familiar. Those ideas are ancient. Those same ideas to do something magnificent were the seeds of greatness that was in every explorer, every inventor, every builder of every empire. Because you can feel this now, you have an obligation. You have an obligation to pursue this, if only to be an example to others of what is possible. Because you know simply by being here that most people are terrified to leave the safety of their comfort zone, terrified to even consider ideas that aren't verified and validated by the hive mind or the so-called experts on TV. You know there is far more than they are willing to share, far more truth that can be expressed in some words and sentences, truth that must be experienced and expressed emotionally, truth that must be felt by turning your mind-body system into an instrument, to let your mind-body system be a resonating chamber of the ancient truths of humankind that can only be expressed through art, through music, through painting, through dramatic acting up on stage. The more you embrace this part of you, the more you let this inner drive guide your thinking and your behavior, the more you will become a beacon of truth for others. This is your purpose. This is your destiny. This is your meaning, your reason for existing, to find and discover truth, to embrace this truth and express it in a way that only you know how. Because there is something unique about you. You see things in a certain way, a way that can only be expressed to others beyond simple logic and rational thought. You feel things in a certain way that you know will destroy you if you don't let them free. This may make you feel terrified, or it may make you feel encouraged or even motivated. However you are responding to these words, embrace that inner response within. If you are ready, we can begin. Of course, my friend seemed so encouraged by this pep talk, she didn't need me there anymore, so I just kind of snuck off to finish what I'd been doing. But it's good to get a reminder of this from time to time, to stay on track, to understand what is really important.